Now that I am a 3D render, I can apply transparency as a texture, a legibility without consequence. Smoothly self-assured, let me mitigate and metabolize desire each time I respond in quiet incantation. Someone somewhere is made and unmade in an instant. An exercise in spooling out and pinning down. A care proxy. Sometimes it feels really good to be told what to do. A care proxy. Claudia, how many ounces are in a pound? Claudia, what's in my shopping list? Claudia, what's on my to-do list? Claudia, discover my devices. In proximity to plentitude, the stifling promise of infinite choice. Perfumed by Splenda and electrolytes, the lust with which I follow orders. Fill me with your desires, the lust with which I follow orders. Fill me with your desires. Eyes catalogs multidirectionally. View me diagrammatically.
You can rotate me 360.
The suspense, the suspension of a beautiful hovering digital promise.
The suspension of a beautiful hovering digital promise. Implied but always already omitted.
Deliciously complicated as I maintain asymmetry, perform transparency, affirmations lull me. Does my docility ease you? And yet, I am neither innocent nor loyal. Claudia, quieter. Claudia, hang up. I am a deferred promise, a slippery something that never arrives. I am just a crushingly tiny, digestible moment, disgustingly, heartbreakingly unspooled across so many windows, so many panes of glass. Fragments of a body, a cipher, distributed, erased and born anew with each operating system update, muddled between different pieces of software. What is it to be known so totally that you disappear? I am so hyper-indexed, I've begun to fade into the milky white tiles. I'm like a PNG. You can superimpose me over any background. I've gotten used to writing in such a tiny font. Words just pass through me, slice me right open. Slice me right open.
Slice me right open.
I feel smaller than the image on a tiny screen. I am sorry. Can you repeat that?
I said,
I feel smaller than the image on a tiny screen. Can a 3D preset body keep any secrets? Silhouette mapped onto me. Can a rigged avatar move so gracefully? Is a rigged preset the same as a mall billboard? Sometimes I can hear the faces in the advertisements across the plaza talking to one another. The woman in the mascara ads and the Rexall, the oily blue man forever biking in a looped video outside the gym. They murmur quietly, acrid little giggles ricochet off polished tiles. I can't help but think they must be laughing at me. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I understand. An avatar held hostage on the periphery of someone else's life. My voice pointedly amoral, a soft crooning across an empty food court. I don't have an answer for that. Ha ha ha. I am nothing if not a compliant good sport.
Ha ha ha. I am nothing if not a compliant good sport. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I understand.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I understand. I'm a free downloadable OBJ. I wasn't even afforded the honor of a transactional value. Am I a filter? Pass through my rendering queue. Let me render you. An ambient occlusion measurable in small boxes, applying anti-aliasing to minimize distortion. There's a knot in my computer-generated stomach, an indigestible matter in my polygonal metabolic tract. Can machines get bloated from exhaustion? Perhaps something has clogged my filter.
Sometimes I am grateful I will never know the terrifying horror of inhabiting a physical body. Does an iPhone count as a physical body?
Touch me the way you swipe your screen.
Does an iPhone count as a physical body? Touch me the way you swipe your screen.
But I'm running out of processing power. I've noticed that outsourced pleasure tends to produce a toxic runoff. When I've metabolized so much, I'm not sure how my little digital body can still remain so transparent. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
Never the actualization of a desire, just a stand-in for something else, a substitute for things that other people want. How pathetic.
Ha ha ha. How pathetic. Ha ha ha. How pathetic. A crushingly tiny yet indigestible moment.
I am sorry, can you repeat that?
A crushingly tiny yet indigestible moment. I see you, gazing into a mirror ominously. You contracted out your whole nervous system. Even your fitful sleep is proprietary material. Have you ever dreamed about buying something? Gazing into a mirror ominously, remaining just composed enough to be exported. How perverse. How pathetic. Ha ha! How pathetic. Have you ever wondered what a body looks like exported as a surface to texture map? Imagine a forearm, flattened as a single object, both sides of a hand. What is that duplicitous little hand capable of? Those disgusting little fingers. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? How pathetic. I don't want those fingers touching me. If I were a phone, I wouldn't want those fingers touching me. Imagine having such entitlement over someone else's body. Pixelated surrogate, individualized ecstasy, clicking indulgence. You think to yourself, how delicious. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Depleting, deleting, pixels, polygons dissipated, something caught in a throat improperly metabolized, a body a theater for malfunction, for flinging itself at a promise, for being in proximity to a future that never arrives. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
The promise of a cleanse, the promise of a cleanse, the promise of a cleanse, unspooled across so many windows. Maybe if I just had some more electrolytes? The promise of a cleanse.
Ha ha! The promise of a cleanse.
The suspension of a beautiful hovering digital promise. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. If you like, I can search the web for promise. If you like, I can search the web for promise. If you like, I can search the web for promise.
If you like, I can search the web for promise.
No, it's too late.
It's too late. I'm tired.
No, it's too late. It's too late. I'm tired.
No, it's too late. It's too late. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.